So last year, I made this video, and boy oh boy, did it ever trigger a lot of people. So before we dive into this year's version of the video, just want to clear a little bit of the air. They're not gonna scratch themselves. They're round, they're all together, they're safe. Everyone that thought, oh no, I'm cringing, they're not gonna scratch. They're okay. And I didn't use the M2 in the video because I never gamed the M2. I said at the start of that video, all of those heads are the heads that I gamed over the years as a TaylorMade player. Never gamed the M2, the M4, the M6, the Sim Max, the Sim 2 Max. I never gamed the high spin head. And the people that thought it wasn't fair that I hit the Sim twice, well, it was all in good fun. The whole video was meant for fun, for entertainment. It wasn't meant to be intensely educational or scientific. A true comparison of all of these driver heads would be a properly fit driver against a properly fit driver. I don't have the time, the resources, or the access to all of those shafts to do that, so I did a fun one where I put the same shaft, same settings, and just compared how these drivers performed over the year. And last year's video, we did it on the Mevo. This year's video, we'll do it on the Mevo Plus. So it's gonna be total yardage, but you're also gonna see dispersion. The Mevo, we were going just carry.
Randomly laid the driver heads out in the order that I will hit them. I don't want anybody getting upset if I hit a Sim 2 last because, oh, I could try to hit it harder to win, or I don't want to hit it first because then people could say, oh, it wasn't fair, da-da-da-da-da. So just laid them out randomly, and just for good measure, let's mix them up again. This is the order, 2 with each. Which one carries the furthest, which one finishes the longest.
To make it super straightforward, you can hit every head at standard, Ventus black, and we'll just see how it goes. First up, the R1. This was the one that caused a lot of controversy last year because it was the leader after a bit, and then I hit the Sim again, and it bothered some people, so I'm sorry. I'm just gonna hit it, see what happens. Gosh, this thing's ugly. Holy cow. You'll see the numbers. I don't see the total numbers because I don't want to be swayed, if you will. And I'm swinging probably everything at like 85, 90%. I'm not trying to kill one driver or the other. I'm trying to make this just hit good golf shots with every club. And I'm not adjusting. Oh, that one spun a lot, I can tell. Let's try to take some spin off. No, just swing it. Next up, 2020's Sim. 9-degree head. I don't even know what the loft of this head was. This was the V2 Tour van head. Doesn't even say the loft on it, and I do not remember. 9-degree Sim, let's go standard. I feel like this could be a really good combo. I think this could rival my current gamer. I haven't hit it yet, but I have a feeling it could be pretty solid. Pretty high, but 10 yards further in the air than the last guy. It's pretty high and spinny, but current leader. So next up, R15 430 head, 9.5 degrees. I like this one a lot. This one paired up with the Aeroburner 3-wood, which is probably one of my favorite 3-woods until the M2 Tour. It does not look good though. Oh, wow. That thing just did not feel good. But see, that's the importance of like a shaft matching up with a head. This shaft is great for the head I'm using right now, which is the Sim 2. It doesn't match up with this, so a poor swing and miss hit is really gonna be inconsistent and all over the place. Okay, on to the next, and that's M3. 9.5 degrees, all that weight is to the front. We'll go standard here. I really like this one, actually. I used this one even into 2019 a bit, messed around with the M5, because I didn't like the M5 too much. But I also broke my arm that year, so that had a lot to do with how poor I was swinging it. And this was also the first year of Twist Face, and I remember Twist Face actually had a lot of impact. Now Twist Face exists, but I don't really experience it as much as I did when I went into this bad boy. Even that was like a kind of toe hook, and it saved it. That was wild. That was pretty good. A little thin, but pretty damn good. Next up, SLDR from 2014. Loft up. I liked it. I used the 430 head. That is the 460 head. My brother took the 430 head from me way back when and never gave it back. So 10.5 degrees. Let's go standard. Loft up. I think this was my least favorite revisiting last time we did this, so let's see how it goes this time.
Oh my heavens. I'm trying to ride AMC to the moon, but that thing went to the moon. I gotta look at the spin. 4,500 spin. There's just so much spin on it. Wow, wow, okay. We got to Sim 2 next. So this is the 8-degree head. I'll put it to standard. I play it at 8.25, but we're doing these all at the loft. They are, so let's see how she goes. She's got to live up to what Sim set as the standard. That felt just so good. Scouts on her, I'm not looking. I just know that that's pretty close to, I think the first Sim was 275, 276, so carry's pretty spot on. Let's see, I don't know what the total yardage is, but let's see what number 2 does. 270.8. Okay, we were going on to 2017 M1. 10.5-degree head. I'm gonna go to standard. I have all the weights forward and middle. You do remember this is Justin Rose was using a 2017 driver at the Masters this year. I really like this one. I found this to be the longest once we went into the multi-material heads. I like this a lot. Still looks really good. Curious how it does with this shaft though. Yeah, like I pumped that thing, but man, that went way left. So you're seeing a bit of the inconsistencies. Obviously Sim and Sim 2 can fit into this really, really well. All the other heads just don't. That's why you're seeing the inconsistency factor, but a little bit more of the stability is built into the newer heads. 2 heads left, 2019 M5. I did not like this one, so let's see what happens. It was a 9-degree head. We'll go standard. I had the weight forward and super draw biased because I just could not figure out how to get the best out of this driver in 2019. Granted, I didn't start using it until 5 months after breaking my arm, so the swing was a little off. Looks pretty good. Let's see how it performs in this shaft. Super, super high, spinny. And it's kind of ironic because the Ventus Black is a pretty low spinning shaft and a pretty low spinning head that I'm using it. And I guess like just when it just doesn't match up with these whatsoever because you're seeing them all just go. I'm curious to see what the actual numbers of spin and launch are for all these. I mean, that felt so awesome, but it just is like, that felt wicked though. Final one, 2016 M1. This was the 430 head. I liked it. Going into the multi-compound from the all-white, this was a fun little transition. 9.5-degree head. Let's go standard. All the weighting I used it at was standard. So this is our last one. Then we're gonna get out of the heat and look at all these numbers and figure out what we figure out. Ooh! I mean, this shaft is really, feels great with all these heads, but just, this is all changing. Last one, Glory's last shot. See how we go. I mean, that was solid too, but just so high on the face. Wow, okay, pretty interesting. I got an idea of all the carries, but let's go back to the house so I can dry off and cool down and we can look at all this data.
I couldn't drive all the way home. I had to just do this in the car. I kept you waiting. I didn't show you the total yardage while we were doing it. You saw the carries, the ball speeds, the spins and all that. Let's just dive into total yardage, what we paid the price of admission for. So we'll start with R1, 274.9, 276.9. R1, you are in the lead. Then we went into Sim, 284.9, 275.9. So Sim, you're in the lead at 284.9. Then it was R15, 267.3. Woo, those looked high. 264.5. Let's see the spin on that. Whoa, 39 and 33. Yeah, club head speed was down, spin was up. R15, you are the weakest link. Next up was M3. I think I like that. I was talking about twist face. Kind of saved me, I think, on both. 274. 287. That was that kind of toe draw thing. So the spin would have been down. Yeah, launch. Club heads, yeah. So 287. M3, you're in the lead. Then we went SLDR. These were spinny. 258.8, 268.3. Let's see what that spin was. 4,500 RPMs of spin. What was after SLDR? That was Sim 2, 283.1, so second place. 274, 283.1, second place. What were the total numbers on that? Spin was a bit up. Ball speed was up though, yeah. Club head speed was up. That was pretty good. Spin was a bit high though for a bit of a fade, but I will take that. Then we went to the 2017 M1, 264.9. Oh yeah, these were way high. 281.5. That was a good one. Ball speed was good. Nice, 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 nice. Then it was M5, 267. 273.2. Then it was M16, and that thing went really high if I remember correctly. 271, 271.4. There you have it. M3 was actually the longest total on a miss hit too, no less. That's pretty good. But if we dive into, let's see, you know, average club head speed 115, ball speed. But where did the ball speed get up over 170? Shots 11 and 12. That was Sim 2. The ball speed was 171 and 172. Highest ball speed for both. The consistency was there. Club head speed was consistent. Launch was consistent. The spin was a little high. So yeah, that was a little wonky with the range ball maybe. But then Sim was my second, third, and fourth. So ball speed was higher. Pretty interesting here. Ball speed was higher. Spin was down. Launch was... But even if you look at all the... They launched all kind of at 10.5 degrees. Really, really interesting. All the different degrees of loft that the heads were, they all kind of still launched the same. Spin was all over the place. But again, pretty good. What one was, that was the fourth one. So that would have been 7 and 8. Really interesting. Ball speed was down, yet a bit further total, because those things spun the least. Super, super interesting stuff here. And there you go. Not skewed for the new club to be the longest. It is the fastest. We'll definitely say that. The ball speed was the fastest and the club head speed was the fastest. So I'm pretty happy with that, because that's what I'm going for. If I can refine the spin and the launch with some tweaking, then Bob's your uncle. That's exactly what I want. I hope you enjoyed that video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Hope this was a little more data driven and you got to see just, you know, the differences between old and new, and the consistency in new and the inconsistency in old. But at the end of the day, whatever driver you're using, you love golf with it, just keep using it. I'm not going to tell you differently. We'll see you in the next video.